busting my balls, Billy, okay?
I can already tell that I don't like you.
Fuck you, bust on my ball.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
It might be your first ball job.
Yeah, of course.
How long did it take for the guy to come?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bustin' Balls. I'm your host, Eric Pinnell. OW20 is my squirt. I do man shit, and this is 100% Wino podcast. I'm here with the very funny Danette Mark.
Hi.
Right? Danette's one of my favorite Chicago comics, dude. Danette, I've fucking known you probably now. It's probably going on what, like maybe 7-8 years, maybe
Yeah.
longer. I don't know.
Yeah.
When did you get into comedy? It was
I think I met you in like 2013.
so it's almost 10 years. Isn't it
Yeah,
crazy? It's
isn't it?
2022. It's
Yeah.
dude, when you hear things like that was in like 2016, you think like 2016 was like 6 years ago.
I know.
5-6 years ago, where it's like that doesn't seem that long ago, right? But now it's
It's like crazy.
yeah. So dude, it's thank you for fucking coming out, man. Very funny.
You're welcome. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah.
I missed you.
Yeah, I know. I missed you too, man. That's what's weird. I haven't seen you in
Yeah.
so many years because once Corona hit,
Yeah.
fucked everything up. It sucks because all these what people don't realize, and I'm sure other people in business, I mean, of course, but people are like trucking along before Corona, and it's like for example, like comedians are trucking along, and they're banging out open mics. They're trying to do shows. They're trying to build their career
Momentum.
and their set list and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Corona hits, and then it's boom. Zero.
Yep.
And then it's like, now what? Now what? So what happened? So what happened with you, man? I haven't really caught up with you until just now.
I know. It's good seeing you.
So
we're
what
all
happened
good.
when Corona hit March of 2020?
I just remember the last podcast episode I did was you. It was here.
Really?
And we were talking about it.
Yes, we're at Cigars and Stripes on
Yeah.
Ogden Avenue in Berwyn, Illinois. Some of the best wings in Chicago, man.
Yes.
So that was the last podcast that you did.
That I did with other people.
Yeah,
I've been doing
yeah.
a solo one myself, but yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I just remember, like, we were talking about the pandemic. You're like, hey, it's getting pretty crazy.
Wait, we were already talking about the
Yeah,
pandemic?
because it was
Wow.
March. It was March 2019, wasn't
Yeah.
it, when the pandemic hit?
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and then you were just like, what do you think's going on? They're closing everything down in China.
Wow, I'm going to have to go back and listen to
Yeah.
that podcast again because I don't do that. I don't go back and listen to
Yeah.
other podcasts, but that's what we were talking
And
about.
I was like,
huh?
oh, it's probably nothing.
Right.
Because we're all like
we've
that.
never seen anything
No,
before
no.
that. Like, it was never, I mean, you would hear about like bird flu. Like, dude, all the
Yeah.
shit that came before Corona, like there was things that would pop up like bird flu and like SARS, whatever it was. And dude, nobody stopped their lives. I mean, for the
No.
most part. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that stopped their lives, but I never remember hitting pause on my life. Flus go around.
No, I know.
I never got scared of this shit at all. And then boom, it stopped. So what did you do, man? You just go inside like everybody else, and then you just hang up the microphone for
I got
the whole time?
freaked out at first.
Me too.
I was like,
too.
shit, what is this? And then I didn't do it. I worked with Uber, right?
Yeah, same here.
So I'm kind of glad I don't Uber anymore because I
Yeah.
was like, for me being a woman, it was bad news anyway.
Why? Why do
know?
you say that being a rideshare person doing that for a woman? What do you mean?
It was
Explain that to people.
Well, yeah, I've got to very get into it. Yeah, because you just men at night, and it's like drunk men. It's an opportunity.
Do you know what's crazy though? Even with me doing rideshare over the years, even as a man, I still have
Women?
times where I think somebody's going to kill me.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah.
kill me, like not a lot. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot, but I've probably picked up over 20,000 people over the years.
Yeah.
And I probably about 12 times I was creeped out, and about 5 times I thought they were going to murder me.
Oh wow,
Like murder, like where it's like, what's up with this body energy?
Jeez.
It's a weird thing.
No, I felt it because there was this one guy was like rustling in his bag one time. He started
Yeah.
asking weird questions.
Oh,
Like, no,
yeah.
he's just one dude was doing. He's like, oh, like, aren't you scared you're gonna get murdered?
See, those are the fucking wrong
And he's
words.
taking in his bag. I'm like, I go, no, not really. He goes, you know what I mean? Like someone to come and behind you and just stab you in the back of your neck. And
I know.
And he started creeping me out. And he goes, I dropped him off, Eric, at the CVS. And the
Yeah.
CVS was closed.
Uh-huh.
And I shut my shit off. He's like, hey, can I get a ride for cash? I'm like, fuck no. I go,
Fuck no, you ain't getting in my car with nobody knowing that it's already.
Yeah.
I'm already creeped out with people even knowing. The internet
Right.
knows you're in my car.
like,
Let alone do
ugh.
you want to get in my car and people don't know you're in my car. Yeah, that is. But what's crazy
Right.
is you're right. As a woman, I couldn't imagine. But dude, I haven't punched somebody since 8th grade, so it's
Yeah.
not like if somebody, and I get it where they go, you still go, but yeah, but you're a man. It's like, yeah, but I'm like a weak man.
I just mean like men getting in the front seat, getting
Dude.
close, trying to touch
Dude,
my legs.
Look at this.
That's what I mean.
Look at this. I months and months and months ago, I was doing rideshare, and I picked up husband and wife.
Did you?
And he was asking me all these. Yeah, they were only in my car for like 10 minutes. They were going to the Metro train here in Chicago, which is the commuter train that like goes way out to the suburbs and shit. And he was asking me these like rideshare questions that I after like maybe the fourth one, I go, what's up, man? I go, you must have done Uber or rideshare before. I was like, you're not asking like the standard question. He goes, I did. I go, you got any creepy stories? And you know what he told me in a nutshell?
What?
He said he stopped doing it because he had 3 big fucking dudes get in a car. And they were super aggressive with him. He's a regular guy. He's not like some so people that are listening, this isn't like some pipsqueak.
Yeah.
Like he's just a regular guy that you would see at fucking Walmart, regular sized man. And he had 3 guys get in a car and they were being super hitting on him aggressive. And he thought they were going to fucking rape him.
Oh my
Rape
God.
him, and I don't think this guy's being over exaggerating because he was telling me some of the things that he was saying,
Oh,
and I go because
Jesus.
I'm the one that said, I go, dude, they were gonna rape you. He goes, it was something like that.
That never happened to me. No one
Never.
straight up said they were going to rape me.
No.
Or
but
like was
they're
implying it hard.
Yeah, they're
like,
implying
I
it hard.
I want to get in there.
No,
I'd be like, oh my
they're hitting
God.
on him, and then they're also being like prison, like almost like I'm gonna fuck you up types, like it's like weird intimidation,
Yeah.
and it wasn't a joke. He goes, it wasn't like they were like fucking with me.
Did
I
you
go, "Really
ever, someone ever ask you to do like runs for them? Like pull out a bunch of cash and say, I'll give you a couple thousand if you go on drug runs
No.
with them? They had asked me that.
Really?
And I said no.
Yeah.
Like, it was tempting. I looked
Yeah.
at it. It's like $2,000 in cash.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks
like,
for your $2,000, but I don't want to maybe
like-
do prison time.
I'm like, I can go to jail or I can be killed.
yeah.
I'm
know.
like, I don't think
Dude,
so.
no. Oh, are you kidding me? One time I picked up a guy like, it was before the pandemic. So it was obviously like about 2.5 years ago. And he told me, he goes, I have this job. I'm 27. And he goes, this is the first job I ever had my whole life for the last 7 months. And he goes, before that, since I was 9, I was on the streets hustling. And I go, I know what that means, but what's that mean to you? He goes, well, when I was 9, my mother had a boyfriend, and the boyfriend said, your son doesn't fit in our family. So she gave him up to a Boys and Girls Club. Yeah, that's what he told me. 25-minute ride. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes, ever since I was 9 in that Boys and Girls Club, I was selling drugs on the streets until 7 months ago, and he was 27. And he goes, the problem is in my neighborhood, they still shoot at me, or they still think I'm hustling. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, well, last week I was walking to the store and a bullet missed my head by like 4 inches and went into the fence post. I go, what'd you do? He goes, I got a good shot off. I go, what's that mean? He goes, I heard one of the guys go, I'm hit, bro. He shot back at him, of course. I mean, why would you not?
Oh my God.
And so he's not even hustling, and they still think it. And then, dude, he tells me the story. And then, like 3 minutes after, like if the story's catching up my brain, I go, is it gonna be okay for me to drop you off? Or he was like, no, don't worry, they don't know where I live. I go, oh God,
Fuck.
I know.
And someone thought I was a prostitute once too.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, so how, are you going to take me? Like, talking about a code or something?
Yeah.
I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, oh, okay.
Why would he think you're a
I don't
prostitute?
know, because a lot of these female Uber drivers also are
They're
like,
tricking and stuff,
yeah,
huh?
Yeah, I guess. It's
Man,
okay, it's weird. But yeah, so I'm Instacarting now. I like it better because I get to be in shape.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
what did you do over the pandemic? Did you work? Uber?
Dude, I fucking ride shared. I did Uber Eats. I fucking I stayed at home a lot, dude. This is I've always been a worker, man. I've always been like doing shitty jobs, always shitty jobs.
Yeah.
And I've always done shitty jobs for the last 20 years in comedy. Like
Yeah.
that's all I've ever done. And then
You got to. What are you
yeah.
going to do with comedy? You can't have a serious job.
Well, what sucks right now with comedy, it's so fucked,
Yeah,
man.
it's
I've been,
so slow.
it's fucking sad right now.
What
and
have you been
hopefully,
doing for comedy?
it's fucking
Nothing?
nothing really. I'll hit a mic here and there and stuff like that, and I constantly keep writing. And then obviously I do the podcast and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But it's the good thing is, usually when I was not doing comedy, or if comedy wasn't satisfying me or anything like that, over the years, I get really sad. Like I get really sad. Like my wife, my wife always says I'll never be happy. You know what I'm saying? And she doesn't
Really?
realize that that's not true. Like, and also like maybe I won't be happy because you're always, dude. I'm always a guy that like wants shit. Like one shit. And I'm not
Yeah.
talking like fucking like materialistic stuff. I don't
Right.
want that. Like that.
Right,
ain't-
no, you
I
just
can-
want to
trust me,
accomplish
Yeah, I want to
things.
accomplish things.
Right.
And so when she says you'll never be happy, she doesn't realize like no, you don't. Like I think that's with most people. I think most people want to accomplish stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where and another thing is like most people want to accomplish what like their version of success is different than others. Like success, it's individual. Like if you're not hitting your goals and what you want to be like and hit that mark of like what you're trying to go for, you're not
Right.
going to be happy. You're going to feel, you know what I'm saying? You can have other successes, but if you're not getting the one that you're thirsty for,
Yeah.
there's a problem. So, but the reason why I bring this up is with COVID, it didn't make me sad as much. I mean,
Yeah.
because I knew it wasn't my fault. It's like you can't fucking. What are you going to do? You know, although
Right.
there has been people that have maneuvered. There's been comedians that have maneuvered
Oh,
through
yeah.
COVID.
They
and
did
kept
the
it moving.
online shit. You know, did
Oh,
you ever
there's
do
no
any of those?
fucking way I'm
You
doing
didn't
that.
Do it?
There's
I did
no
one or
fucking way.
two.
I know. I know, dude. I know a lot of people did it. No judgment. I know people
No.
because, dude, that's how thirsty comedians
I
were. Where
was
they're doing virtual
dying.
open mics or doing virtual shows. I knew guys who were doing virtual shows for money. I met.
Yeah.
I did podcasts with comedians. I can't remember their names right now off the top of the head. But when the pandemic first hit, they were working comics and they're doing virtual shows for like companies and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Well, a lot of professional comedians did it. You
Yeah.
know, I watched a few of their shows.
Yeah.
I watched Maria Bamford. I like
Yeah.
her. But anyway, yeah, I didn't do. I quit. I didn't do comedy for like a year. I just didn't do anything. I was like, it felt good actually for me to
Same
take
here.
a break. To
Yeah.
not because we were really on our grind. I think we
Dude,
were really on our grind.
before the
right?
pandemic, if you're a comic,
Yeah.
you got to be on your grind. You got to be out all the time. You got to
As-
be out. You got to
yeah.
you got to hop into the mics. You got to try doing shows. You always are out. So yeah, the pandemic, dude.
Yeah.
So that is a blessing.
It's
It was
sparse.
a blessing and
it's
a curse.
still spotty. Even now, like even like over the winter, it's
Yeah.
spotty.
Yeah.
You know, and there's all these arguments, people with political arguments. I don't
Yeah.
get involved in political
Dude,
shit.
I don't want to get involved with it, but then if I feel like I don't fucking say anything about it, I just
Well, you gotta
it's-
say your opinion. That's fine. I heard some of your opinions on it, and I don't think I share yours, but I don't care. Like
Yeah.
everyone has their opinion. I don't look at it like that. You
Yeah.
know? I just
No, my whole thing. Look, not to get into it. I don't want to go deep.
No,
I just
tell
want to
me a
go. I
little, I
just
don't
want to
care.
go into the ankles of water of it. Is
Mm-hmm.
I get it. They care, but how comes you guys care now when there's other things that have been around forever and they don't care about that at all?
Oh,
like
so-
diabetes has been
Yeah,
around
I
forever,
know.
and they have no problems sugar water and everybody
Yeah.
and fucking and insulin and also drug prices.
Yeah.
And okay, for example, last night I was talking to a woman that she works in a rehab. She's a nurse in a rehab type facility where they come in to detox and stuff like that. She told me that, and she's in Chicago, like right in the heart of downtown Chicago. She told me that because she does like drug screening when they come in and stuff
Yeah.
and does their blood work and stuff. And she just told a woman, she goes, that came in saying that the woman was like, I'm on heroin. I've been on heroin for years. And she
Jeez.
goes, well, what a surprise because you don't have any heroin in your system at all. She said these people that think they're on heroin, there's no heroin on the streets of Chicago no more. It's
Oh,
all
wow.
it's all fentanyl and like other shit.
Oh, really?
So they think they're and this
Wow.
this is just last night. This is just last
Wow.
night, man, that she just fucking told me this. That she had not she showed her her blood work. She goes, there's no fucking heroin in your whole system. And she was surprised that she's like, what are you
She's like,
talking about?
What have I been shooting
There's
then?
yeah, the fentanyl and
God.
other things that are added into
That's
there.
crazy.
You know, so I mean this shit's been around for
Yeah.
dude.
No, there
opioid-
are other things wrong with our culture, and
Yeah.
then this is just immediate because it's a global
Sure.
crisis.
Oh, of
you
course.
know,
Of
not
course.
just
I
in
understand
America. I
that.
get all that, but I just think I can't say. I mean, my views are very broad. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I don't trust anybody.
I don't trust anybody either.
So
That's why I have my opinions.
Yeah.
Is where it's
And so I
that's what
lean into that.
bothers
Yeah,
me.
I with
is-
you on that. Where I don't trust them. Like, there's worse things going on. Fix this other shit. What the hell?
Absolutely.
And then I don't trust drug companies. I don't
trust them.
I didn't even try. I didn't want to even get the fucking vaccine because I was scared. I didn't know what
Yeah.
it was gonna do. Like they're not used. These are like some special
Sure.
RNA, whatever the fucking type of
Absolutely.
vaccine that no one's ever really experimented with. So I was like, I waited till like a while. Everyone's
Dude.
like, give me shit. Why are you waiting? I'm like, because I'm fucking scared.
well, you know what? And this was brought up on Joe Rogan's podcast, but this is
Yeah.
very true that the CIA ran, I think it was in Pakistan. It was Pakistan or somewhere in that region. They ran a fake vaccine program just to try finding bin Laden's DNA.
What?
Because they knew his family or his DNA or something like that, and they were trying to find bin Laden by doing this fake vaccine program. And I know that people
Oh,
are listening to
wow.
this, that I'm not saying that this
Did I
was
get
not
us
a
in trouble? We
vaccine.
should switch the subject.
But to think that there's no fuckery ever
Yeah.
in this whole world and
There's
stuff like
tons
that.
of fuckery.
Yeah. So long story short, yeah, of course.
And then you get people call you conspiracy theorists when you tell the truth and shit. You're
But
like,
dude, I'm just-
tired of saying anything because people just. I'm not saying anything because I don't want the arguments with
yeah,
people.
Yeah.
And I
oh,
just
trust
keep it-
me.
You know, I know you know.
Oh, dude, I remember I was doing rideshare when Trump got in office.
Oh,
and I had a
right.
guy that I picked up in Chicago, drunk guy. As soon as he got in my
Yeah.
car, drunk white dude, but he was definitely on the liberal side. I could tell because
Yeah.
he goes, as soon as he gets to my car, he goes, who'd you vote for? I go, nope. I literally said, nope, I'm not getting into that conversation
no.
at all. And then I told him, like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I just want to drive you. No, thank you. I swear to God, like literally,
Yeah.
like day one of Trump getting in the office, and then he goes on with his views for like 10 minutes, and I'm just
Oh,
like driving and
geez, I
being
hate
quiet.
that.
You know, it's so I know exactly what you're talking about, but. Yeah, so when COVID hit, it stopped everybody's hustle. You go inside. I mean, it does help quality of life a little bit, though. I mean, it like COVID did help you. Like, dude, it slowed me down.
It's slow.
I hung out with my wife a lot more, and you know what's crazy is I hung out with my
Yeah,
wife
that's
more,
good.
and we did. Like, I know a lot of people thought that you would hear those stories or how
Yes.
people broke up.
I can't imagine because you always talk so. I always can tell you love your wife.
I do love my
Like,
wife.
I can
look,
tell.
my wife gets mad that I write jokes about her. She goes,
They're funny. You're
but she'll go. My wife will always say, because I write a lot of jokes about her because she's the most person I hang around with. Like she's
Well, if you're right, and you
You
put her in your act in a nice way. You don't put her in your act like you could be a jerk about it, like some people
Yeah.
talk with their wives. You don't
Sure.
do that shit.
And I'm
I don't
joking.
remember you
It's
doing
all
that.
tongue in cheek. Like it's
Yeah.
all like.
Right.
Yes, some
yes.
of it, like it's like 1 foot in truth and one
Yeah.
foot in exaggeration. You know,
Yeah.
but she always says, she goes, right? Why are you always writing about me? And she's serious. She was like, don't fucking write about me. Write about your fucked up family. And she always says that, like where it goes. Oh yeah, I know. I can write up about my
You
fucked up. I should.
You
yeah.
ever hear what's his name? Christopher
Titus?
Titus.
Yeah,
Yes, he
I
talks
know.
everything. I just found out. I didn't even know who he was. I was like,
Yeah, he had that show years ago. You never knew about
I
that?
didn't know him. I don't know why I didn't
Yeah,
know
you were
him.
a young girl when that shit was
And
out,
I'm
though.
just
That's
we're the
why.
same age. You and
Yeah.
I.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
Yeah. When we were
same
young,
exact
we were
age.
like probably like
Oh, we were
16 or something when
Oh,
the
yeah,
show
we
was
didn't
out.
see it.
That was like a hit show. No, I seen it.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I remember seeing it, and then he disappeared. I didn't.
He's got his own. He's independent because he got in fights with people. I was
Oh,
listening to-
really?
Yeah, he's a real hothead.
Yeah.
And he like yelled at the like one of the executives at Fox or something.
Nice.
He's like, "Fuck you, bitch! I'm just I'll do it my way." He's like,
Yeah.
he like really wants creative control, which I'm so proud of him.
Yeah.
Like that's why I like him. Like, holy shit, that's why he disappeared because he wanted creative control.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want creative control?
Well, you know, it's. I
wouldn't wanna give it up.
everybody listening, and everybody that knows that's halfway plugged in. The one thing that sucks is once you take the money, is
Yeah,
that you
right.
first of all, you know, don't run your own Twitter. Like you know,
Yes,
like you
yeah.
can't run your own Twitter. You can't. You got to watch what you say everywhere you
Yeah.
go. You got to be a fake and phony, but
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
taking
I
the
know.
money. You're taking the money, which I get it.
Yes, because once you start taking that money and
You're-
you get used to that lifestyle,
Yeah,
then you're
and
gonna
yeah,
be,
especially you get a mortgage on
Yeah,
it, you get a
you
couple
get- you
fancy
get committed
things.
to all this
You might
shit.
get a divorce, you get five
Ugh.
fucking 3 kids or something like that. Next thing you know, you're like, dude, I can't
Yeah,
mess this up.
fucked.
I
And
know.
no, you get roped in. So I thought, why don't I just not care about that?
Yeah.
I mean, I think for me, I don't care about that. Do you really?
No, I honestly, really, what it is, and what I've always wanted to do was just be able to do comedy full time, and just be able to pay for my life.
Would you,
know what
say
I'm
we want to
saying?
be independent
And
artists?
that's it. That's
like
it.
That?
Independent.
Like,
yeah.
that's what Christopher Titus is.
Yeah.
If you look at, I'm kind of looking at his business model, and I'm
Yeah.
looking at his style of writing. Like he just tells all this fucking. Now you write about your relatives. They
You know,
don't.
I don't know that guy's catalog
I've
of
been
recently,
looking, I
dude.
just
I'm gonna have to
started
check it out.
Yeah, check him out because the first special he had that was a big one, right? That got him the show. I can't think of the name of it, but he really goes into like his dad's like eroding his self-esteem and shit,
Yeah.
and like how of an alcoholic he was. And it's
Oh,
funny.
God.
He makes this dark shit fucking hilarious. I mean, he's very good at writing. I can't.
Yeah.
He just what he does, Eric. He just writes like stories and basically a lot of subjects in his storyline. So he's like subject punch, he
Yeah.
just set up punch. Well, it's fucking hilarious. It's good. It's got a flow.
Yeah.
Well,
he's an expert. He's been doing it for
doing
fucking 35
30
years, probably.
40 years. He's
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm like, okay, so I can probably talk, but I don't want to talk about my family like that because my shit's more worse than that. Like
You think your shit's worse than that?
abuse, the kind of abuse I went through, if I were to joke about that, it's too dark.
Look. Without saying too much, because you don't
I
want your
say
shit
it.
out there. But what's the light side of like abuse, like that you're talking about? That you're like, I'm not embarrassed of this, or I could say this.
Oh, you know,
that you
I-
feel comfortable saying.
Probably, maybe like the
That's
verbal.
my version of asking
yes,
consent. I'm
thank you.
asking consent right there. She went on his podcast and forced her to say, but no, because dude, I
I don't
man,
know how I sometimes I write in my living room, like
Yeah.
sit in my recorder, and I'll do all this like dark, and I think it's funny.
Yeah.
I've yet to try it, just because.
Why don't you let? I don't understand why you don't let the fucking dragon out of the cage. I'm
I'm
not saying right
well,
now.
Chris Titus was saying like that's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
You just gotta go. I'm gonna leap in now to what I really want
Well,
to write about.
you know what? I mean, not to even keep coming back to like rideshare, but the one thing that I realized with rideshare, you're picking up so many humans that you realize, like even the guy that got shot at and a bullet missed his head by 4 inches and he shot back at somebody. He's trying to get his life on track and stuff. you think you got a bad life in but until you hear somebody other shit, and then you
Yeah.
go, I'm pretty good.
I
you know,
mean,
most people.
yeah.
Some people are fucked. Some people are the people that are like,
I
you
mean,
don't.
There's worse shit that's happened to people than me, you know,
Oh.
that I've had happen to me. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna try.
Absolutely.
But I just don't. I wanted to wait till my dad passes away, to be honest.
To start talking about your dad because you don't want to make him look bad.
But my mother, because he knows a little bit about my mother. My mother was abusive. I mean, I think I alluded to that.
I think you told me that before.
Yeah,
That
and I think I've talked about it on my podcast before,
Yeah.
but I don't want to go into the details.
Yeah.
But the whole point is, like, I would break his heart if I started telling like true story stuff
Wow.
and jokes. I think it's very funny, but I think my dad wouldn't. And I
You
think
know
that
what's
would break
crazy
his
is
heart.
I never thought I remember you saying something. I guess now that you
I'd
bring
say-
up your mom,
yeah,
that I remember you said
little
something.
things I would
little
say,
things
you know?
and stuff.
Like
But
the verbal abuse, that's fine. 'cause
But
he
it's
doesn't-
really surprising that you were going. I was surprised that you're going mom. I thought so I'm so used to being like the dads being
the
the
dad,
fucked
right,
up ones
right.
where
Isn't that
they're
weird?
yeah
I'm extra special that I had a mom that was fucked. Because it's harder to have your mom be
yeah
abusive than your father.
yeah
Although both of them kind of were, but
yeah. Well, it's always
Sorry.
well. Guess what? It's always family that would like
Yeah.
family and friends, but family will fuck you up, dude. I keep a lot of my family at like arm's length.
Yeah, me too.
And where it's like get the fuck back. Like, dude, even my mom. My mom has been a pill popper for
Yeah.
30 years now. Biggest liar in the world. Like over nothing. Like she'll tell me lies, and then I find out, and I go, "Why did you tell that lie? Like that's like a
Yeah.
nothing lie." And she goes, "I don't know. I just didn't." I go, "Stop, cut this shit."
Not just, yeah.
Dude,
It's
I've had that
bullshit.
conversation with her so many times. Like, just cut the shit. I know who you fucking are. Just be the person that you are.
Yeah, be real.
And save me time because I already
Right.
know who you are. And
Yeah.
they still don't want to do that because they're
Oh,
constantly
no.
hiding their bullshit. And it's just this lifestyle of like lies
Yes,
and also 'cause
lies.
it's
yes.
lies over lies
That's
over
why
lies.
You're a comedian because you
And-
were a truth seeker, probably.
Yeah. Oh, it was maybe I guess, but
a little
it was-
bit.
But
You know,
dude,
we're all a little bit truth seeker because you gotta say there has to be some element of truth, or else it's not
Yeah.
believable to your audience.
yeah. You know what
know
though?
what I mean?
But when I look back on like my childhood, I had a good childhood. I was the only
Yeah.
child. I was by
Oh, you're
myself
only
a lot. Yeah, I'm
child?
an only child. Yeah.
Oh my God, I
Yeah, I
didn't
was
know
the only
that.
child, and I was
You're
by
very mature.
myself.
That's what it is.
No.
I think people who are only children are more emotionally mature. I have a cousin.
Oh, maybe.
Like,
no,
but you didn't have all that
no,
kid
no, no,
shit.
no,
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 am I
no, no.
wrong? You had a
Hold
lot of
on.
buddies and stuff.
But if not to come back to her, but my wife would say that I'm like a robot inside. Like you know, like
a
she.
sociopath,
like,
Eric.
No, I am not that at all. No, because I don't.
I don't think so.
maybe
You have
I don't. I don't
empathy.
know. I don't know the true definition. Of all that you always hear the definitions, but I'm like I don't.
You have
Some of the
empathy.
definitions when you hear shit like that, I
Yeah.
feel like they're so broad that almost everybody could be part of that if they
Oh,
like
I've
step
studied
their foot on it.
Here, I'll tell you something about this sociopath, psychopath. I've had so many of them enter my life in different ways, in different relationships. And I'm going to say,
Sure.
I did a lot of fucking reading, like Dr. Robert Hare, all these books I've been reading. And hey, Ronnie. And I'm like, I'm an expert almost on psychopathy because I had to
Yeah.
keep myself guarded because I'm like, this like flies on honey, Eric, because I'm such a like,
Yeah.
but now I know what they're about.
But see,
Don't
I
leave me
don't.
alone.
But Danette, I don't know why. Like,
This is because I'm vulnerable. Because I'm a CPT. I was going to get into my CPTSD talk. See, I'm not gonna, actually. I don't want to say it. Maybe I can. Say
hold
it a
on
little bit,
here. But you're saying that these people come into your life, but not to be inappropriate, and I
No, say it.
I
No,
don't
are
know
you
if I could.
victim
I, can,
shaming
I don't
right
even.
now?
No. I don't even know if I could like word this correctly.
Victim blaming me.
But
Don't
like,
do it.
like. Okay, so if we're the same age, I know what our age is and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And if are you still single?
Yes.
So and you're single, and I would feel like you're a catch because not to be inappropriate, but you still got it together. You still got it together. You're very intelligent. You're very plugged in. You're a funny person. You're plugged into a bunch of things with your intelligence and stuff like that. Your life is. You're not a fuck up.
Well,
So
do
I
you
don't
know the real
understand how
truth?
you're getting like fucking crazy people because you would think that you'd be a catch and good people would scoop you.
because okay, real briefly, complex PTSD. I was traumatized by the abuse of my mother, as you know.
Yeah.
And that's a real disorder. I thought it was like
I never heard of that before. What are you talking
I
about?
got diagnosed. So it's like complex PTSD. So basically, it's like
Is that like PTSD,
it's like
but it's
different symptom-
complex?
Yeah, it's different symptoms of ongoing trauma from childhood. So it's
Okay.
I don't want to go into too much. I don't want to
Sure.
bore you people with it, but
No.
I mean, no, it's like so it's fucked. It's a real thing. People can look it up.
Yeah.
And it just really it affects your personal relationships.
Yeah.
And I had no boundaries.
Absolutely.
No boundaries. And when you don't have boundaries, you're saying, "Hey, I can't define myself." Someone will come in and go, "I'll define you," because people with those disorders want to control people.
Ew.
And if you don't know who you are,
Yeah.
you don't have strong boundaries, they can easily get you to, acquiesce to whatever
So
they
you're
want.
saying
So
you don't know who you are?
I'm beginning to know because I let go of all those people. So
Really?
so why am I really single though? The truth is because comedy and my children are my priority. I could go
Yeah.
out there now and be a healthy person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just wanting to be I have 2 sons. I'm a single mom.
Yeah.
They're 17 and 14, Nathan
Yeah.
and Ryan. They're my life, dude.
Yeah.
You know.
Which is a good thing because you're a good mom then.
Yeah.
That's a good mom.
We're close. They tell me everything.
Yeah.
I'm proud of them. They're like really good grades. Not that grades matter to me, but they're good kids.
Yeah.
Because I am
Which is
there.
important.
Because I'm there for them. I don't
Yeah.
like the other
You're plugged
fucking
in.
people
Yeah.
that are just like, oh, my kid's a sport, blah, blah, blah. No, it's just
Oh
I'm
my
with.
God.
I just raise them with like, whoever you're going to be, I'm going to support you. It's who you are. I listen to you. I love you. You're seen. You're heard. You're loved.
Sure.
That's all they need.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, they're mad at me for being a single mom in a 1-bedroom apartment and shit." They're like, "Get a partner
Why would
already.
they be mad at you? I don't understand.
Get someone already." So because they don't want to live more with more money. Because I don't
Sure.
have. Because I do what you do. I gig
Yeah.
out, but I don't have a wife or something. Or a
Well,
partner,
also
like
the
you
good.
do,
Yes,
so-
that's true.
Yeah, I can't
Before
only
my
work
wife,
so much.
also with comedy. Before my wife, I was living like a fucking almost like a homeless person. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Even
I
when I had
feel you.
apartments, there was no art on the wall. There was no pictures on the wall.
bare bones.
It was bare bones because I didn't know if it was going to end. This
Yeah.
this apartment was going to end like the next fucking month type stuff, or because when you're doing comedy, it's all you're trying to do, and you know another thing is for years. And even until recent, well, maybe until recently, but for years, I just thought I don't want to make any money right now. I just want to focus on comedy. So
Yeah.
that's part of it. Where
Yeah.
it's like I don't care about making money, which is probably part of the problem also. Because if you were maybe thinking like I want to make money in comedy,
Yeah,
maybe that's like
then you
another.
would go for it.
Maybe that you would go
You would
for
take
it differently
more
or
risks,
something
and
like that.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. But what are you going for? It depends on what you're going for in comedy.
Yeah.
What do you want? Like,
Yeah.
what's your
Sure.
definition of success? So I
That's
not
right.
to be a dork about it, but
So you're saying so you would have people like that come into your life and stuff
because
and,
I was unguarded, and okay, here's another thing. They come in like hard, you know. They you know, like if you what just that showed the Tinder swindler, that guy.
I never seen that, but I heard a lot
it's
about it.
It's kind of like they're real like love bomby. They make you feel like you know, and you know we all grew up in America with this like fucking fantasy
Yeah.
like love Disney love story
Sure.
shit,
Yeah.
and it really gets them programmed into women, especially.
Yeah.
And then you know,
Oh, my God.
And here I am getting these people come in, and I'm just like not knowing. Like that, those fairy tales don't really exist. If you
Yeah.
want them to, and they kind of create this like story,
Sure.
and they future fake you. Oh yeah, we're gonna have this fantasy life, and they never do anything towards it, and it really
they're
becomes.
selling you on the dream.
They suck at they sell you in the dream, and they're like they're such a strong personality. It has to be all about them, and then you end up, if you're like me, you're a giver. You'll end up making your whole life to please them,
Yeah.
and then you're getting caught in that, and all your
And then
energy
you
goes
get caught
to-
up
yeah.
on that shit. And
Yeah.
then guess what? The minute another thing is sometimes when you take the spotlight off them, that's when the shit hits the fan also, where it's always
Yeah.
got to be a spotlight on them. It's like,
Has
look,
to be
dude, I
them.
got other shit in my life
Yeah.
right now. I can't always hold this spotlight on you.
Right.
I'm still here
Yes.
with you, but I got to do other shit. I can't
Yeah.
I'm not an octopus. I can't
So-
hold a spotlight and put a spotlight on other things
And
in my
that-
life and focus.
Yeah, those shit in relationships fucked up me being able to grow as an artist.
Yeah, I know.
You know, because you can't be
100%.
creative when
Yeah.
you're being drained.
Yeah.
So I finally have been single for 3 years now.
Which-
Okay.
wow,
Fucking
yeah.
3 years there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, I had sex one time with an ex. Pandemic.
Yeah.
Desperate ex. But I was just like one of those exes that I gotta say we were sexually compatible. Can I talk about that for a
Yeah.
second? It's something
Do
fun.
whatever you
talk
wanna
about.
do.
We were together on and off for 7 years. She was, not right. She was one of those people, but not that bad because she had lots of other people. Because she was overt narcissist, I call her. I think, where she's busy with her active lifestyle. It's all about her, but it's very overtly she's an asshole. I know she's an asshole. I can't get that close to her. But I didn't care because we were like perfectly sexually compatible. You know,
She's hitting all the buttons.
because she's a hot top and I'm more of a submissive. And
I didn't know there's tops and bottoms
there
in
are
in lesbian
well, I
world.
mean, maybe in everybody.
Really?
Like a man and a woman. Like a man can be more submissive than a woman. Like it doesn't make the gender
see what
doesn't
you're
matter.
saying.
Like if you want to be, the
I've never
person-
thought of that either. Where it's like I'm a bottom, you know. But
But I guess because I'm gay and that's why.
Yeah.
It's my gay world. Because. For women, who's going to take that role of the aggressor? But really, anybody could be in any when I was with
the only thing about top and bottom thought, like when you think like that, where it's somebody, and I know everybody switches it up, but isn't that
Yeah.
how sex gets boring? Where it's like they
You get the
instantly go to the
role.
bottom, or they instantly go in their position.
You just have a preference, right?
Yeah.
To where you want to do. You'll do other shit. You'll switch it up, but
Yeah.
But even when I was with men, it's the other way around. Like men, I'm more dominant.
Okay.
Because I'm not really bi, but I was trying to be bi or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
I
sure.
can like men, but because But anyway,
Yeah, back
I would
to
be
this-
more dominant to them. So, but women, like, I like the women who, I don't know why that is. So anyway,
Yeah.
So anyway, I was like, I went hooked up with her because, you know, I was like, we were so fucking sexually compatible that I was willing to overlook her narcissism. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll take
Which
some
is probably a
abuse.
really common thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because it's so hot. Like,
With everybody.
but then it ended up bad. She ended up bad because she just didn't want, she knew I wanted her like that, so she didn't give me anything anymore. I'm like, all right, it's over. We've been over
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
for like 7 years anyway.
What is that? Like she wants you to chase her or just
No,
it
she just wanted to hurt me.
Oh
Like, so she
yeah,
can
be mean to you and
powerful.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I was
that's
like,
the
fuck
fucking
you.
worst. Where it's like,
So-
stay away from me. This is no good. We're no
Like, she
good.
purposely was bad in bed.
And
I was like, fuck you.
purposely
Yeah. You kissed me.
bad?
No, like she got really, really drunk and high. And she's like, I don't feel like doing anything. The next morning, she still didn't feel like doing anything. Well, why am I even coming all the way over here?
Yeah.
So I just said to myself, like, then she like, the next time she's like,
Selfish lover.
come over here. And I went all the way out to a bar. And then she's like, I'm an hour away from her. I'm
Wow.
sitting at the bar. She's like, I text her, are you? And she ignores my text. So I finally go home and I get it the next day. 2 days later, she goes, what happened? I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
You totally stood me up. So like, then I
Yeah,
go, this is,
douchebag.
you know, it's me. I wanted the sex. I wanted to get back the past. Like, it's not going to be, I got to
Sure.
move on. So I decided no more of that shit. And now I'm moving on and I don't know what I'm going to do because, like, I've been, like, I want to have sex, but I don't think I'm the kind of person that can just have sex to have sex.
Well,
Does that make sense?
I mean, it sucks because it's another,
I don't like it.
another so many years. But if you have a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old, you know, not to make you sad, but your 17-year-old's a couple years out of the house. You know, like maybe.
Actually, he's moving out in the fall.
Okay,
He
so
starts
there you go.
college.
There you
Yeah,
go. So
I
he's out of the
know.
house, and the 14-year-old's got to go through high school, and then whatever happens after that. So in
Yeah.
the next so many years, you're going to have a lot of free time that opens up.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, maybe that's when maybe
And I'm not
you
planning on
kick
letting
it in
myself
gear.
go anytime soon. I'm going to
Right.
keep myself looking good always
Right.
because I'm a career
It's smart.
comedian. I want to be doing
Smart.
this. And
Which,
even
dude,
if
I
weren't-
gained so much fucking weight.
Did
when
you really?
Oh my! Of course I did.
I
You
can't
looking at me? What are you talking
I don't
about?
think you gained that much.
I did,
though.
I
A
did, and
little.
it sucks because of it's because, dude, I tried to go on a diet yesterday, like one day. I was like, let me just do one day. Fucking sugar is like,
Oh, yeah,
it's
fucking drug.
I don't know how now I understand it. Now I understand how like, and this is so pathetic because I did one day, and then today I like fell off again. Where I'm like, okay, maybe I'll
hard.
just do whatever. But
I
even
heard you talking. I think Darius Hurley or something about how much you eat ice cream. You eat ice
Yeah.
cream, don't you? What's your favorite one?
fucking coconut pineapple from
Oh.
Haagen-Dazs.
Oh,
It's like
you
this
do
little
Haagen-Dazs?
thing.
That's rich,
dude.
too.
It's like it's like suntan lotion with sugar in it. It's like
need
it's
to
so
rush you.
good, and it. But yeah,
I don't know. I just thought you weren't wearing your glasses. I go, what's different about him?
no, I've gotten fat, and it sucks because like none of my clothes fit anymore. Like I
I
don't know,
can't tell.
you're always thin. Like I swear
I
to God.
wasn't. I gained 20 pounds through the pandemic. Like I did, well, because I was. I didn't tell you. I was trying to do a drinking story. You wanted me to do that?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Did you drink at all? No, you're not a drinker anymore, right?
I would drink. You know what? I like to drink when I'm trying to get my panties off my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we'll have
So
some drinks and stuff. when
Together,
I-
you drink
yeah,
with her?
yeah, yeah,
Good,
yeah.
You're not rapey about it. You're not,
No,
you're not like here,
fucking- I'm
you have
never-
all the drinks, honey, and then I'll just take advantage of you. No,
No,
It's your
it-
wife.
you know, but
Some
it
guys
does
are
get
like
it does
that.
get the party started. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
yeah.
But no, I have her consent. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like she's like, let's have some
Because
drinks and get the
that's
party
right. Even
started.
if you're married, no means no.
Yeah, it does. No, but
No,
I mean,
it does.
but dude, I should have been an alcoholic like 3 times, literally like 3 times in my whole life. Like in high school. Fuck, I got suspended 9th grade for drinking in high school. I was drinking
Did you?
E and J in the back of a fucking van
Wow.
at the end of freshman year, and I got suspended for 2 weeks. I puked in an auditorium, like in front of the whole school. Like
Oh
in front
my
of the whole
God.
school. On the top of there was like an auditorium
Did you
where there's
really?
a stage, and then there's nothing but steps all the way to the top of the
No.
auditorium. I swear to God, I'm probably like 10 rows from the top behind me, maybe or less. And I got my head down the whole time, and then I fucking puke, and it goes all the
Oh.
way down.
All the way down the stairs.
All the way down the steps and stuff like that. They take me to the office.
Oh,
I'm fucked
shit,
up.
dude.
I was drinking in the back of a van, 40 ounces of fucking like
Oh,
Old
no
E and
way.
shit, and Colt 45.
Colt
And-
45?
Yeah, because that's all we can get our hands
Where'd
on.
you grow up in Ohio? You said you go
In
away.
Ohio, but
Okay,
you know
where?
what?
What city?
Akron, Ohio. So-
What's-
and yep, and then I knew a kid named Brody Stevens. Rest in peace. This fucking funny guy, man. And he was in the back of this van at this 7-Eleven, and we
Dude.
hopped in the back there. He had E and J. They called it Easy Jesus. You ever heard it? It's called Irk and Jerk too.
did
Those are
not.
like, it depends
I
on
know
what region
E&J.
you're in.
Is that a brandy or something?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. And it was the first time I ever seen it, and it fucking took me to the next level.
did it?
And yeah, I got suspended for 2 weeks. But in high school, fucking drinker. I was drinking every weekend.
Were
All
you?
my friends were alcoholics by the time we graduated. Like not all of them, 3 of them. Of my good
Not
friends
me.
were already alcoholics. By 19, I had 2 or 3 friends who were already alcoholics. Like
Oh,
bad.
wow.
Like bad. Like already like assholes going to parties and
No.
fighting every fucking
You
weekend.
know what? For me, from when I was young, I kind of do the same patterns as I do as an adult. I would be health nut, and then I'd start drinking
No.
when I was a teen. Then I'd be
Yeah.
health nut and drink. This same
I would
old-
do. That's what kind of saved
That's
me.
like in and out of this wave.
That
of
is
it,
what
right? You
saved me
do
from
that
not
too?
being a drunk because
Yeah.
normally I would hang around like people that always like to party, but I also would hang out with like athletes and shit, and I'd always be playing basketball and
Yeah,
stuff
so
with
me
them and
too.
stuff, and always active. So that did save me. But in high school, should have been alcoholic. Got out of high school.
Yeah.
Should have been alcoholic because I was fucking drinking almost every night and stuff, or every other week. I would do it every
alcoholism
weekend.
in your family or what?
What?
You must have it in your family.
Every guy in my family's an alcoholic.
And you're not. So,
Not
yeah.
me. So my grandpa died at 51 of liver cirrhosis. So
Oh,
I
God.
remember seeing that. I was like 9 or something like that when that happened.
Oh, did you see
And-
like how he looked in the hospital?
yeah.
Because that shit's. I saw it on what was
he
an
looked-
episode of one of those
Dude.
medical TV shows. What was it? Whatever those. They
Oh,
showed
yeah.
her someone with cirrhosis. Like Ray Liotta played a guy with cirrhosis. I think it was on
Dude.
one of those fucking.
You know what's
shows.
fucked up is my
ER or
grandpa,
something. It was horrible.
Jim Pinnell. This motherfucker died at 51, and
Damn.
he looked like an old Clark Gable. Like he looked like an
Old
85-year-old Clark
Clark
Gable, and he was 51. And I'm only 5 years from where he fucking
Yeah,
died. And I look at
dumb.
him, and I know
you
I
look
look
good,
like
though. You
I
don't
know
look
I look
old.
like how I look, but I didn't look like him.
Right.
He looked rough. Where I'm like, because he was a drinker.
See,
he was
now
a
you're
drinker.
now I'm starting to see you gain weight. So you should have told me that because just the beard or something. And you're
No,
not,
it's just the cheeks. Everything
Yeah.
fell out. But you
Yeah,
know what
that's what
though?
it is.
But it not to make excuses. I do need to lose weight, but I was always way too skinny. Way
Yeah.
too skinny. Like through most of my even up to maybe like 35. If you would see me naked, it almost sound like
Oh, like your rib bones, like a. I don't even have rib bones
almost
popping out.
Yeah,
I don't,
dude. I would
don't
have. I was
them,
too
yeah.
skinny. I was always skinny. There was years, all of my 20s, I always tried to gain weight. Couldn't gain weight. You know,
I'm one of those people. People can't stand that.
you know what?
can
It's
gain
just my
weight.
metabolism and shit kicked
Yeah.
in, and guess what? I'm living better. Not like
Yeah.
I'm living better. I got a fucking wife that's
Yeah.
Mexican and she cooks fucking
Cooks
good
good
food.
food, I bet.
I'm fucking
Oh my
slamming
God.
ice cream and dude, sugar.
Ice cream will do it too. Sugar, yes.
Fucking
So it's not
sugar.
drinking for you, because for me,
Yeah.
I gain weight if I drink because I get hungrier.
Yeah.
And I'll eat shitty food.
Yeah.
And then I'll eat late at night. I'll
Yeah.
eat more than I normally would.
Uh-huh.
So I have a story. I'll tell you one of the.
No,
drinking
no,
stories.
hold on here
I'll
though.
tell you, let's
but
finish our
but with
segment.
the whole drinking thing though, I do drink like in the pandemic. I just wasn't fucking
Not, like,
drinking a
getting
whole
drunk.
bottle of vodka for like a week straight or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the most I've drank in years.
Right,
is
me
during
too.
now too.
Right, because I was an Uber driver. I couldn't. I don't know.
No.
I can't drink and like
Yeah,
drive.
no,
never
because
would.
you'll fuck up your job.
And I know I
It's like
did.
a truck
I did
driver.
for those 4 years I Ubered. I could never really drink. So the pandemic was like, oh,
Yeah.
I just bought big jugs of tequila. I mean, I didn't drink
Yeah.
that much. I probably had a few drinks a
You're
night.
drinking tequila.
Tequila, vodka,
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah.
Shots.
Yeah.
And I was.
You're doing
just-
shots.
And I was even. And I was, I was coming home like making like. I'd go Instacart, whatever. I was really nervous about money at first. I would make like eggs and beans and rice and a whole entire avocado. One avocado would fill me
Mm.
up now. But the whole thing, I ate the whole avocado and like a can of beans almost. Like that's a lot of food for me. My belly
Yeah.
would be bloated out to here.
Yeah, that's
probably because I was
big.
just eating and eating
Yeah.
and eating because I was like, I could.
Uh-huh.
And I wasn't planning on dating. And then like I had we had
So
this-
that's why you're saying you gained 20 pounds?
I did. Well, then, oh my God. So we had these parties. I'm going to tell you this one thing. So we had this party for 4th of July. My baby father and I get along, and we had an
Which is
outdoor
good.
outdoor part for the kids. It's really great.
Yeah.
And we had this outdoor party for 4th of July, and my
Uh-huh.
best friend came, and we were like pounding beers and doing shots. I mean, Fireball and
Yeah,
Coors
fuck yeah.
Light or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just pounding. And I got so hammered. Like, I first of all, I lit a firecracker out of my hand like I used to when I was a kid.
Oh, you're lighting firecrackers and
what
putting it in your hand?
But you know what I did wrong? It was an M80. It wasn't a regular firecracker. So I'm holding it. My friend's like, "Are you sure you're gonna light that firecracker?"
And you're holding an M80?
Holding it in my hand.
What happened?
Well, it got burned. Like it burned
You
my
fucking
oh,
held an M80 drunk?
I can light this. I can light this right now in my hand
Oh
and
my
throw
God.
it. And I'm like,
That's recently? When was that?
This is 4th of July, 2019.
Okay.
So I lit the thing. My whole thumb turned black. A blister the size of half my thumb. And I threw it. She's like, my friend's like, I told you the sparks are gonna fly out. And I was
yeah.
like, listen, I was so drunk. I'll be fine. I was so for the next couple hours, I was in the cooler was there with the ice. I was
You
like,
got your hand in
I
ice?
was sticking to the ice, just talking to her, like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then my baby's father had a rooster. And this rooster was really mean.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I got like blackout drunk. So I started talking. I'm gonna kill that rooster.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find that rooster.
Yeah.
They're handing me an axe and shit. I'm like, I'll get that fucker. And I was so drunk, I like tripped and fell. I was wearing flip flop malfunction.
You can't fucking drink in
I
flip
know.
flops. Certain flip flops, but if it's like regular flip flops that are like
I
cheap from
know.
Old Navy, Don't.
I know.
Those are
Yeah,
the
they
worst.
were
You'll
cheap.
break it. You'll break a
Yes.
foot in those things.
Yes, and I was walking.
Can't
and
go
I
down steps
tripped,
drunk.
And I fell onto my best friend, and I'm like, all of a sudden he like pushes me like violently off of him.
Yeah.
And I go, what happened? He goes, your face was in my dick.
Oh yeah.
Like,
So you're
he's like-
fucked up.
I fell. I was like, he's like, you're trying to talk. Like your face was
Yeah.
in my dick. You're like, "Ah, rah, rah, rah."
You need
He's
to
like,
go home.
Get off me.
You need to
well,
go
we
home.
slept in tents outside.
Yeah.
It was a camping.
Oh
tent.
yeah. You need to go to the tent.
So then that's not the worst part. The worst part is I went into the house. My kids were there, and they had their friends in the house. They were partying.
Uh-huh.
They don't drink alcohol, but
Yeah.
they were partying with the music and they were
Yeah.
dancing.
Uh-huh.
So I walk in there, and my son's his friends, and this one girl who has a crush on my son was there.
Okay.
And I walk in, and I go, oh my God! I don't remember this. I said I was talking to them. And I was like telling them jokes. I was like a comedian.
Yeah, right.
For the
Yeah.
teenagers, telling all these jokes. They're all laughing. I don't remember what I was saying, but I was telling
Sure.
jokes because I was like missing comedy probably. And then like I go like, oh, you might be in love with my son. You might not be in love with my son. But I know you're all right. Give me a hug, you motherfucker. I was just like embarrassing this
yeah.
girl. She had a crush
How
on my
old are
son.
these kids?
My son, they were 13 at the time, my son
Oh
and the
my
girl.
God,
yeah, she's
yeah.
like, you just told. I go, you have a crush on my son? And my son's like, she never really wanted to talk to me after that because I was like fucking embarrassed.
You fucked it up.
But I don't know. I was like dancing with them. I forgot what I was saying, but I was just I embarrassed
Yeah.
my kids, man.
Yeah, but that's okay though, dude.
Then I was throwing like the little shot bottles at the rooster. Like,
Oh, yeah, you got fucked
I'm gonna
up.
get you. I didn't kill the rooster. They all thought I was gonna kill him.
You know what, man? I gotta watch like getting drunk to like that type of level around family because first of all I cuss like a sailor and it's not
Oh,
cool.
do you?
And also I talk to kids like they're fucking adults.
Yes.
And that's not cool. Because I've gotten not too
yeah.
long ago like before the pandemic hit, same thing, like 19 at a birthday party of the family, and I'm getting drunk with my nieces around and stuff like that, and I'm talking to them like they're fucking like at a bar, and I remember
Oh,
like
no.
literally after a minute thinking like I gotta go.
You fucking
And then we took my mother-in-law home, and I was being a dick, like I was being like drunk Eric, like obnoxious and stuff like that, and I
yeah.
felt bad about that too, because like alcohol just makes me way obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like way obnoxious. Like I fuck with people, and not in a fight way. Like, but I'm fucking with them,
Yeah.
and but I'm having a good time. Like I'm having a good time, you know. But everybody around me is not having a good time.
No, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. My kids sometimes I could get real blackouty. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. I'll start crying
blacked
and
out
shit. And they're like, "Mom, They said you
12
picked up
years.
you took a knife sharpener and said you're going to hurt yourself. But it's a knife sharpener, so we knew you were going to be okay. Okay, said that. That's why my kids are traumatized. They don't want me to drink that much because most of the time I'm fine, but sometimes I get in that dark zone.
Well, you're fucking
And
drunk.
CPTSD. I can't believe I'm here kind of bullshit. And
Dude.
It traumatizes them. I feel bad.
You know what? Well, it's
So
also
now
you're
I'll
a
drink that.
comedian. You're a comedian.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? Like,
Yeah.
like, dude, I somebody told me a story the other day. I was talking to a guy that works at a gas station, and he goes, yeah, man. He goes, last week at my gas station was real, real tense. He goes, we fired a guy 2 weeks ago. And the guy's been calling all last week saying if they don't give his job back, he's coming up there and shooting up the place.
What?
Right? And dude, he's telling me this
He
serious.
still works there?
But he's calling like 3 times a day. Like, if you don't give me my fucking job back, I'm going to shoot up the place. Right? And he's serious. And I was laughing about that to that guy. And and that guy's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I've told everybody I tell that story to that if you don't give this guy back his job, he's going to shoot up the place. I always thought it was funny, but everybody I tell that to,
They think it's funny.
they're like, that's not funny.
That's not funny,
But as a
you
comedian,
fucking
it's
asshole.
fucking hilarious to
Yes.
me that's like a human.
Yes.
That's a crazy dude. And it's
Yes.
funny to me, but when I tell regular people, you ever notice that about with
Yeah,
comedy?
yeah.
Like because how we see things and how other people see things, and they're so
Yes,
serious. But
yes.
they're so serious, man.
It's like, dude, this is fucking. There's always you find the funny in it, and it is funny.
It is funny
But some people
because that's how
just-
crazy that fucker is.
Yeah.
That he like give my job back, or I'm gonna come up there and
but
shoot up the place. They had to call the
yes.
cops on him, and
You
then
can make
something happened
lots
that
of
way.
material on that,
Right,
It's
but
like-
but it is weird how like
Yeah.
civilian type people
Yeah,
that
they
like
get
don't
it.
they don't write
Well,
comedy or think comedy.
Yeah, they think you're being serious or too sensitive.
Or why are you laughing at that?
Yeah, that's not funny. It's sick. You're a sick
Well,
person.
well,
Like,
honestly,
I'm a
that's
sick
probably
person.
where like
You're too
where
serious. That's the problem.
that
sir.
people are too
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah.
And dude, that's probably
bothers me.
I don't think about it too. I mean, I've never thought this thought ever, but that's probably where like people say like, oh, comedians are racist, or that's a racist joke. It's
I
because
know.
most likely that comedian thinks there's something funny about it, and they're really not being like they're not really.
Right.
Maybe it is racist, but they didn't come at it from the racist business angle. It's just people are so serious and they're always hunting for things
Yes,
to be, you know,
the cancel culture. And
And
shit
also,
now.
we
It's
always
like,
have to
no.
be so fucking serious. And
Yeah.
dude, I don't like being serious.
I don't
like.
either,
Although I don't want to be the dude that's always on. Luckily, I'm old enough now to know like
Not to
I'm,
do that shit,
I'm not
yeah.
going to be on all the time, and that is annoying when like comics are always on or they're running jokes on
Yeah.
you. And I get it if it's your buddy or like somebody that you're comfortable with. That's cool too, and whatever. But
Oh my God, I'm guilty of that.
I know.
I'm guilty
I
of that
could be
with-
guilty of that
I'm
too.
guilty of that. Okay, women I want to date. So I was on a dating app here and there. I'd take that, or I was just talking to
you
a
running
woman
jokes on them.
Yeah, I'm starting to. I was on the phone with this woman the other night, and I was just like telling her because I'm not gonna date anybody, but I was like trying to see.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to her. I wrote all these jokes, like talking to her. I actually got off the phone with her. I recorded like a bunch of jokes I was telling. I was just like fishing for material while talking. It's so ignorant. That's so rude. It's like I don't care about you. I just want to write these jokes.
So you're just trying to run jokes.
That just goes to show you I don't even want to date. I just want to
Yeah,
write jokes.
you're
I'm like,
just trying to
I
run a
could
joke
just try to get
across
some pussy
somebody.
right now, but
Yeah.
instead of that, I'm just going to talk about my ex and make you laugh. I did get a good joke about my ex.
Yeah.
One ex who's I'm a submissive. She's a submissive. It was a funny joke. I
Well,
found
what's the joke? That you
the joke
guys both
is like
nothing
she's
gets nothing
so
done?
fucking submissive. No, I had to be versatile with her,
Mm-hmm.
so I can talk about how I had to be like I had to play, aggressor. Then she would not do the same back. So I said, like, I was telling this girl, I was like, yeah, she's such a fucking, like, this girl I dated, we're both submissive. I was just trying to see if she was a submissive, but she was. I wasn't going to, like, I was just fishing.
Yeah.
She didn't say shit.
Yeah.
She didn't even tell me if she was a submissive or dominant. She didn't say, hey, well, that bitch isn't any fun. She didn't even tell me.
How is the dating world for like
It's hard.
like now?
Lesbians,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's hard. But anyway, the whole story was I said, I made this joke like, well, I told her my ex-lover, this girl was a submissive. I told her to try to be a top, and I felt as if I had a pile of wet lasagna, overcooked lasagna noodles on my body. I was like,
Yeah.
that's how little effort she put. It felt like it was
Why is she a big girl?
She's a tiny person.
Oh, really?
But she's just she just laid her body
Oh,
limp,
yeah.
like a noodle.
Yeah.
And I felt like she was just like sagging. Like this is what you call being
Where it's
an
like, look,
aggressive
bitch,
top.
structure up a little bit
I was
there,
like
and you
poking
get
her
yeah,
and like, come on.
yeah, you're
prodding
fucking
her.
laying on me like
Yeah.
wet clothes.
She's like, here's my impression of being a top.
Yeah,
I'm like, it's like almost like someone sitting next to a light switch and they won't turn it on. It's
Yeah.
like, bitch, you're on. That's right there. You know?
Yeah.
I'm like, can you wear the hat? Can you fucking wear the?
I would
Yeah,
think
she
it'd be
wouldn't wear it.
easy. I would think it'd be easy now. And you
I don't know. Dating for me, no. I mean, I'm gonna get out there. Like, I think I'm gonna do like you said a long time ago.
What?
Just look nice, walk around the gay area, and just see what I see.
I said that to you.
Yeah.
Well,
You
that's
like
what I would
that?
do.
That's
Probably.
what I would do if I were you. I would
Yeah.
because I don't like dating apps because people mess with you too much, and there's so many. They're busy. They're checking all these people at one time. Like I don't want to play that.
But do you ever do that? Have you ever went to like the bars and stuff up in Andersonville
I
and stuff,
haven't
and just put it
recently,
out there,
no.
like where it's like
No.
you put your cute jeans on
No,
and
I'm
your
gonna
little
start
fucking
doing that,
cute
though.
little top
I'm gonna
on.
start doing that like every other weekend until I like meet someone I can have.
Because it sounds like.
Like maybe, but I don't know. Because here it is. I kind of love my comedy. Maybe I won't do.
What-
I'm not
hold
doing
on here. This is inappropriate. Would you date a woman with a mustache?
No,
Would you date a woman that's? Would you date a trans woman?
maybe,
Maybe date a trans woman.
maybe depends on the person.
Yeah, but a mustache on a woman doesn't do it for you.
A mustache because I'm into like if you're a woman, you're presenting as a female. I think
Yeah.
you should be presenting. I don't know. I mean, I'm old fashioned that
Yeah.
way. I don't want to
But
sound
you-
bad, but
you-
I'd be like, honey, can you just wax it
Yeah.
for me?
Yeah.
I mean, like because
I'm
I'm vain.
trying to
I'm a little bit
size. I'm
vain.
trying to size up your
I'm
type
a little
of girl.
bit vain.
What's
And
wrong with that?
I just like I usually like feminine women.
There you
They look-
go.
They look feminine, but they act assertive. I'm very picky. If I
What
were
do
to-
you mean? Hold on here. Hold on. Use another word. What are you talking
Okay,
about?
so like they're like feminine, but they're like in bed, they're like more masculine.
Okay. Yeah.
And then but on the streets they're like, they're like feminine in the streets and butch in the sheets.
Sounds like you ever
like
what about
I don't
height
know.
wise? What about
I
height?
don't
Maybe there's
care.
somebody out there eventually to see
I don't-
this clip and they go.
I used to get. I
"Hey."
used to want someone with
Shorter?
Shorter. No, I used to not want to date anyone shorter.
Oh, really?
But now I'm like, I don't care about that.
Don't care about the
I don't
height.
even
huh?
care if someone's like a little bit husky or a little bit of weight on them or something. That's fine.
You know what's crazy
You
though?
know,
As,
like-
as a guy, I've never thought of I mean, obviously too short is probably not my thing, but I'm talking I would go even short. I'm not saying short, but I'm talking somebody that's 5'4",
Yeah.
4'11". That's even tall, even 6'2".
You wouldn't date someone 4'11", you said.
I would.
You would. Me too, because the first girl I ever kissed was 4'11".
Really? So you
Yeah.
got to go down. You got
No, we were
to.
saying
You got to go down
That's a good story.
Yeah.
To tell you.
Okay.
I was this girl I liked for 2 years. We worked together, and we used to talk and whatever. And her mom would bring us ice cream because she said there's a lot of calcium in here. Like, okay, and a lot of fat too. But anyway, so she's everyone's always going, it's like you guys are flirting with each other.
Yeah.
And we like each other. So my one friend.
So you think she knew her daughter was already that way? and knew-
Bisexual, probably. Yeah, she's bisexual.
Trying to help her out?
No, her mom's like old school. They were from Argentina. Her mom was like, hell no. She kind of knew, but she didn't really know. She thought we're
Yeah.
just friends.
Yeah.
But she started suspecting.
Yeah.
I don't think she liked that then. But then again, who cares? On my 21st birthday, Eric, my one friend was like we were like the three amigos, like hanging out, three musketeers, like me, this guy Glenn, and then my friend
Yeah.
Angelica. I'll say Angelica because there's a million Angelicas in the world.
Uh-huh.
And so we were all at this park, and I was kind of come out gay, or I was I was wearing like a leather jacket, ripped jeans, and I borrowed all these clothes
All
to be more
right.
butch, but I'm not butch. I'm
Sounds
butch
like an
I'm
Aerosmith
like
video.
butch on the streets, and I'm femme in the sheets. That's like the crazy thing about me. So anyway, that's like old school lesbian talk. You wouldn't
You're
get it.
butch in the streets?
I was when I was younger.
I
Not-
never could picture you like butch on the
I was
streets.
in the army. I wear like
I never knew you were in
I used
the
to wear
army.
men's clothes.
You were in the army?
Yes.
I
used to
know
wear
how
men's
those
clothes.
I know how those army girls are though. Those military girls,
Yeah.
they're real basic. They don't
Yeah.
well sometimes, not always. That's like a broad stroke. I'm sure there's makeup
No, but
makeup girls.
I was
but,
tough. I can do like 50 push-ups in like 2 minutes. Like, I was like, I still can do 50
Wow, I
push-ups in
never
2
knew
minutes.
you were in the military.
So yeah, so anyway, so we were doing all this shit. This is before I went in the military, and I was 21, and my friend orchestrated a night for us to play Truth or Dare in his little like it was a Ford Focus. So we're sitting in there.
I had a Ford Focus.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
And after he had and I never focused. But anyway,
Yeah.
so in the back seat, he puts on Melissa Etheridge the CD. You know the one that was your little secret back in the 90s or whatever.
Yeah, hit album.
Yeah. And then and he's like, all right, girls, so it's Truth or Dare, and I think we had a couple of questions. He's like, I dare you to kiss, and we ended up kissing for
All right.
5 hours straight, making out in the back seat. The CD was like looping and looping.
Yeah.
And I remember going, oh, I think I really like kissing women better, and
Yeah.
I guess I'm just.
And that was it,
That's
huh?
pretty much how I knew, but I still was like not sure about my sexuality. Is hard to figure out, I think, for some of us.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, 'cause I kind of like guys. Okay, like I like men. I like hanging
Sure.
out with guys. I have two
Yeah.
sons. I don't hate guys. I'm not a man hater.
Sure.
I just root for I like pussy. That's
Yeah.
that's just the truth. Like,
No, dude, that's
the
good
thing
you
that
know
really
that.
gets me to say I can live the rest of my life without dick, but I can't live the rest of my life without pussy. That's the truth. The
And
fact
I
is,
understand exactly what you're saying because I'm the same way. Like I fucking I understand it. But you know what sucks is one day there's not.
So that's just what it is.
I'm just gonna be an old man and I ain't getting none.
I'm not gonna, yeah, I think
Which
I've
is
heard
fine.
it. I get scared. I'm not going to have sex. Like, well, here's what I say. I don't want to jinx myself. I really don't think I'm going to be in a committed relationship till my mid 50s. I think I want to be. I don't know. Then what am I going to do?
Well,
then,
like I
right?
said, the good thing
then
is.
what am I going to do, Eric, if I don't have a relationship?
Well, most likely, what could happen though is once all this pandemic shit's getting away from us
Yeah.
and it's going to be in the rearview mirror, everybody's going to get back to comedy. The good thing is you
Yeah.
could have a nice career. Your kids are going to be grown, and then
Yeah.
you have the freedom and stuff like that
And I
to
can
have a
figure it
different
out
life.
then. I don't have to-
and
I
you're
don't- I
still
shouldn't
young, and like
say.
I said, you still got it together. You
Yeah, I
still
do.
healthy, and you still got it together.
I do.
And so yeah, I mean, you
I'm
can
gonna,
have a fucking.
I don't know yet. I just because you know what happens to me about shows. Like I was doing some shows during the pandemic, like
Yeah.
out in these bars. Not really shows, just like an
Sure.
open mic. But it was like
Yeah.
I was the only comedian, so I owned the room.
Yeah.
They loved me. Oh, we got
Sure.
And this one girl, she's like probably I'm not. It's a girl. For some reason 20-something-year-old girls hit on me. It's weird.
Yeah.
This girl's
Really?
probably about 23, but she wouldn't come up to me. She had her brother come up to me, and he's like, "See my sister over there?
Yeah.
He's like, she wants to go out to bars tonight." It was during the pandemic when I didn't even have vaccination. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was so mixed up about it.
Sure.
And so she's like, I was like, here, well, we're gonna go out. You want to party? And I'm like, I'm like, I have not had sex in 2 years. Like that time,
Yeah.
I was like, maybe. I thought about it.
Yeah, but hold on here. Like, I feel like it's different when you say I haven't had sex in 2 years.
It's been 3 now. Well, I had
Like,
once
it's different.
last year,
Look,
so.
like maybe I'm just like coming from the guy's
Not
side.
enough.
But like, if I don't have sex in 2 years, I blow a load. You know what I'm saying? I have to perform, and I know you got to perform too. But like, you don't have to blow a load and then like you're done and got to reload. So
Right,
what's
right,
that
right,
matter
right.
if you haven't had sex in 2 years? I mean, yeah, you might
It's
pop off
just-
pretty quick and stuff like
No,
that,
it's
but it's
just-
like, let's keep going.
It's just a way to. I don't know. It's like you miss the connection and the physical. Like masturbation is fine, but like I want to have that.
I stopped
body.
masturbating.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Body on body. It's just even not even about sex. Sex is more than just getting off. It's like the body on body
Sure.
experience and just having someone of oxytocin flowing through. all that
Which
shit.
probably pisses off people when like they get cheated on, or like say you move on with the relationship and you're having sex with somebody else. That's probably all that shit you just named. A lot of it's what pisses like your exes or the person you're with that you cheated on with off the most because of some kind of other connection. It's not just
Yeah.
the fucking.
Yeah.
It's not just a fucking.
yeah,
it's the connection.
other,
It's
especially
the
with women. Especially with women, we get really on that other shit.
It's the connection.
Like, that
it's
woman-
it's the energy. It's
Yeah,
all that
it's
stuff
everything.
is really probably what gets people the
Yeah.
maddest
'Cause
about
yeah. 'Cause
about
it's not
like
just
intercourse.
fucking. It's you're
Yeah.
having a connection, another connection with someone else. You're getting to know them. You're
Yeah.
having, especially if it's a side
You're
piece.
sharing this moment.
Yeah, this other
that's
stuff.
very intimate, and
Other
they're seeing
thing,
your
right.
body.
Yeah.
You're kissing. You're all that passionate shit.
Yeah.
That's the stuff. Because also maybe they're also connecting. Like we don't do that shit. Oh, especially if like those two ever combine. And like if they ever confront each other and then one goes, well, he did this
Yeah.
and she did this to me and this, and then they go, what?
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that 20-something-year-old girl, I was like thinking about it. I didn't do it. It was so funny because I
Yeah.
didn't know her. But I did get.
Would you have done it?
I don't know. I was thinking about it. Well, the brother goes.
Have you ever done that before?
Not in comedy. I've been propositioned, but I never do it. But anyway, it's just so it's like okay. So like
Which you should though. You know,
like
how
this
many
guy-
guy comedians were like
I know. And this guy goes, well, what I did was I got her brother's Instagram account.
her brother's Instagram.
Yeah, I didn't get
account.
hers because she was afraid. I don't know why she was so afraid. But then when she's walking out, I said, well, she could have come up to me, but she was too scared. Because
Yeah.
I'm a comedian. She was nervous to talk to me.
Oh, wow.
And she thought I was really funny.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thank you.
There you go.
I like this way of saying it.
Yeah.
It works for lesbians especially.
Yeah.
Because women tend to like.
Really?
Don't you think so? I mean, for
Well, I
straight
met
women,
my
it might be
wife doing
harder.
comedy. I mean, I
Straight
met-
women, it's
yeah.
harder, I guess, to be a comedian, right? For a lesbian, it's like women want to say, "Oh, I'm curious." You know, get all these women.
Ah.
You know, I get it all the time.
Yeah.
I was getting. I sort of got women, these girls, and I was doing the comedy shrine. You know,
Yeah.
like 6-7 months back. Girl with a half shirt comes, "Can I buy you a beer?"
Half shirt.
Yeah, she's wearing a half shirt. She's in
Nice.
her 20s, man. She wears
Yeah.
half. So anyway, the
Smoking.
funny part about this one chick is like, I said no. I said, well, not right now. We'll see. She goes like this. She's like wearing a mini skirt. She's like walking like it's like out of a movie, like clack, clack, and she turns around over her shoulder and she's like, "Your loss." It's like,
She told you that?
your loss.
Wow.
I go maybe, and I go no because I wasn't in the space. But I mean, I can't imagine like.
Well, even
I feel bad for 20-something-year-old women. Like I'm 46. Like I have a great body, and everything, but I'm still 46.
Yeah.
I'm not 20-something. It's a different body than when you're young.
Well, what do you mean? But what do you
it's
mean?
just different. Everything changes.
I know.
And my body looks great.
Yeah.
It does. I look at the mirror, I'm like, damn, it still looks good. I still have
good.
lines and shit. I had kids. But anyway,
Yeah.
the point is, I'm just like, well, I still feel like, young pussy. I never had young, but I say, I can say pussy on here.
Yeah.
I've said
Say
it so
whatever
many
you
times
want.
already.
You know how many times I say pussy on this podcast? Yeah.
We're like Lords of Acid right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Who cares?
Want to see my pussy? Anyway, so I just think there's a difference in like. One of my friends from like Hemingway's Beach, I used to work. There's one girl. She's like worked at the hotel, and she's like, she's like bisexual, and she hit on me. I didn't know she was interested. She's like my age, but I didn't do anything. But anyway, she's like, I was sleeping with a young girl, and that is the freshest pussy on the planet. It's like spring rain. I go, and then I know my shit. She isn't the same. And the girl was like, because she's 20-something, she never did it before, and she said she can sort of tell. That
Really?
This 20-something girl was like, oh, this is different because she's never been with anyone older. And because when you're young, you're always doing young people, right? When you do someone
Yeah.
older, it's a little different. But I've always been with older women.
Yeah.
And the older women I've been with are like, well, they were like rich, take care of themselves.
Yeah.
They get waxed. They do,
Yeah.
all that.
Sure.
So
Yeah,
I've
they're
never been with
fucking in dorm
an
dorm
older
rooms and
person who
stuff
let
like that.
themselves go kind of thing. I never let myself go. I take care of myself too.
Sure, yeah.
But I'm still thinking like, but this is a difference, I think, in chemistry. I think changes. I mean, I don't have any flavor or taste. So
Yeah.
it's not like everyone.
Really?
I don't. Yeah. No, everyone I've ever been with, they're like, you taste like nothing. I'm like, that's a good compliment, I guess. But then, is it though? Because a lot of people like that. They want to have a little flavor. I don't care either way if someone tastes like nothing or doesn't taste
You're
like
talking? Are we talking about pussy?
Yeah,
taste?
of course I'm talking about pussy.
I thought you just meant taste in general, but you're saying like your
taste like-
taste of like
I taste
women.
like
but you're
nothing.
saying so
No.
that's like a conversation in that world.
It's a conversation with, I guess some people talk about that. I don't know. I think I talk about it. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm a weirdo, but
Yeah,
I'm
guys
like,
talk about that too. It's not like
how
guys
women's
don't.
tastes or something.
I've had that conversation, I'm sure, but I don't think it's a deal breaker.
No.
Because you know what? The problem is it comes how it comes.
I don't really care as long as she's a good person.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
unless it's really, really bad.
yeah.
And I'd be
Oh.
like, we have to figure something
Dude.
out. We'll have to figure something out. Like,
Yeah.
do I need to pour some grapefruit juice or?
Yeah. Dude, pH gets fucked up sometimes.
I don't know, but I
And
don't
that's a
have
natural
that
thing. Yeah.
So I don't have
That is a natural thing. You can't feel bad. Just as long as it's like, hey,
So
let's
I'm
fix
always
this
like,
up.
Every time I lay back, I go, when someone's go down, I'm like, I know I don't taste like anything, so these people aren't going to be gagging on this.
Oh my God.
It's terrible. I think that though. I have confidence in that area. I was like, spring rain, babies.
Sure.
The hotter I get, the more rain.
Spring rain.
That's what they say. You taste like spring rain. Like that's nice. I taste fresh.
That is hilarious. I've never heard
Probably
that
because I
before.
don't do anything with anyone ever.
Yeah.
I'm clean. I keep it. I just do me.
Spring rain. brain.
Those people say, everybody, men, women, like, you know, oh, when I was in my 20s, they used to call me a pussy-eating goddess.
Oh, really?
And I don't think I'm that good at it.
So you're eating a lot of pussy in
I
your 20s,
was in my
huh?
20s, tons.
Yeah.
And I remember that
Yeah.
one girl, every girl will be like, you're a pussy goddess. I heard it so many times, like, am I really? Because I just like
Yeah.
eating it. I don't
Yeah.
know. Does that make me a goddess? Okay.
Yeah, but in your world...
Am I worshiping it or something?
No, but in your world, isn't it like an asset to do that?
I would think.
Right?
I mean, yeah, I'm not. Here's the thing: I'm not really gay anymore because I'm in the suburbs, and no one ever thinks I'm gay, right? If you looked at me, you wouldn't think I was gay.
No.
No one ever does. So
But then somebody listen to this thing and go, "What's
They-
gay look like?" You know,
yeah,
like that
there's no such
bullshit.
thing
But I know
as-
what you're.
yeah, you know what I mean?
But
I feel better because I feel safer.
But-
because there's a lot of people who don't accept it in my area in the suburbs. So like they're like homophobic. Some of
you
them.
think so?
Yeah, there
huh?
are. Believe it or not, there are still.
God
so I
damn,
feel
'cause-
safer, like, because I'm like Instacarting, delivering groceries, and I always feel like when it comes to my job or something, I want to play it straight. I want to wear a gay bracelet so bad. So when I'm working, I can.
Why
pick up,
don't you?
Because I can pick up women. But I'm thinking, well, if I do, someone's gonna say I'm like she's a homophobe or something.
Fuck
I
that.
could lose my
I would-
job or something. I'm afraid.
I would not even worry about that. How are you going to lose your job in 2022 over
okay,
that?
You know what it is? I'm traumatized from my past, Eric. I'll give
Yeah.
you one gay story. When came out of the closet when I was 21 at UPS. I worked at UPS. Okay. My work boots and shit. I'm doing they had a voice sorting thing. I'm doing this voice sort. This woman, I told everyone I was gay. I was wearing like a necklace. And this one,
Wait, what's this necklace got
gay
to do with
necklace,
anything?
like this was like a gay necklace. Like it was like the two. What is it? Venus signs.
Uh-huh.
The two, is that?
Oh yeah, is that a gay necklace?
Is that women? The Venus.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
gotta
forgot.
look this up. I gotta
It was
drop
long
it into the
ago,
podcast.
and it was like rainbow. And I put a gay bumper sticker in my car. I was like, I'm coming out of the closet. I'm from the south
What
side of
gay
Chicago.
bumper sticker? The
It
one
was
with
like a Mickey Mouse.
the one with the
fuck-
bears. The bears
It
that are
was
rainbow
Mickey
on
Mouse
it.
rainbow because that was the movement where the Disney had a gay day.
Oh really?
In the 90s.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And so I was coming out in the 90s, and I was like, all right, I'm coming out. I'm coming
Yeah.
out. I'm at UPS. And then this one woman like would not work next to me.
Really?
She's like, and she looked butch. She had like a flannel on, and like,
The fuck
she
is
had
that
like,
about?
she looked really. I thought she would maybe have been gay, but I wasn't hitting on her.
Yeah.
Or anything. I was just working, and she goes, "You're fucking gay.
Whoa.
You're fucking gay. I ain't working next to you."
That's
She's-
crazy.
Somebody stop the belt. Stop it. She stopped production.
Yeah.
And went up and walked off and said, "I ain't working with no fucking lesbian.
Wow.
Fucking homo. I don't like homos. Fuck those people."
Wow.
Yeah, so
What year is that?
That was 1996.
Seven? Yeah.
6, 7. Yeah.
Wow.
I was like traumatized, probably. You
Yeah.
know, I was like, I come out of the closet. That everyone was fine. Most
Yeah.
people were, especially the guys.
You know what's crazy, dude? Around that same time, exact same time, I was my boss was gay. One of the bosses was gay.
Oh, yeah?
And I was the complete opposite. I would ask, dude. He uploaded me on gay shit. And
Oh, yeah?
everybody I worked with go, why are you asking him this shit? And I go, because dude, this is like the perfect time. And I didn't do it all in one day. It would be, you know, when you're working with this person over a year or two or whatever like that, you drop in some things that would pop in your head. And he schooled me to a lot of things. You know, as a gay man, I never knew about bathhouses. I knew
Oh.
I never really thought about like
Right.
married men.
Why would you?
Married men being gay.
Yeah.
I never thought about like.
Oh,
And this
yeah.
is stuff that he would tell me. Like these are things I remember. I remember him telling me he had a boyfriend that looked like Sergeant Slaughter. Like, you remember Sergeant Slaughter?
No.
He was like a G.I. Joe and like a wrestler in WWF.
Oh, I
And
sort of remember. 'cause
So Sergeant Slaughter
yeah.
just looks like a military soldier,
Okay.
like
Oh, yeah?
an '80s military
I just
soldier,
remember Hulk Hogan and
mustache,
shit, that's all I know.
flat top,
Yeah.
big guy, probably
Yeah.
6'3", 6'4", probably 240. And that was his boyfriend, my boss. That was his boyfriend.
What?
And I remember finding out that Sergeant Slaughter was the bottom. And I go, what? It blew my world. I go, he's the bottom? Because this
Yes.
guy's like, you know, he's round
Yes.
like a fucking beach ball and hairy as anything. He was a bear. And that's another thing he told me
Yeah,
about. He
isn't
was
it
telling me
crazy?
about like
You never know.
going to nudist camps. And he was showing me pictures of him nude, like he was like not so much of his nude, but other people being like at the
It had
camp
to be
and
hard
stuff.
because you don't know. You're cool, right?
So
You're
he
not
uploaded me on all this like it was like looking into a window of like a world I never
yeah.
thought about, never seen, and I was the same age of when this lady was fucking saying that you're gay and I don't
Yeah.
want to work next to you and shit
Yeah.
like that. It's crazy how
That's
they
weird.
take it there.
And it's still kind of like that. People don't know it, but some people still. It's more covert now because remember you can't say anything.
Well,
to anybody anymore.
not to piss people off that are listening to this, and but I feel like a lot of that shit came from religion.
Oh.
So don't you think?
Yes. Well, actually, I'm watching a documentary called
Yeah.
Before Homosexuals, and yes, Eric, it's because of it's really not about it's about elitist control, and then religions are all about it's all about the control of the the elites
Yes.
that still have the problem with the elites still to this day.
Absolutely.
Humanity keeps cycling through the same bullshit.
Yeah.
But like that's what it was to get control. The gay people were actually a scapegoat. Like we were, because they had to find a scapegoat, they had to find someone to pick on, to show their
Yeah.
power and their dominance,
Yeah.
and they throw someone under the bus, and those are the gay people.
Really?
Because there's going to be so many. They call them sodomites.
Well,
There'll be so many
also,
sodomites to fuck with forever and ever and
the
ever.
numbers.
Yeah.
They were a smaller number. Whether
Yeah.
whether,
but
whether
there's
it
always
was
going to be them. They're always going to be there.
Absolutely.
They're not gonna go
Absolutely.
anywhere,
They've always
so-
been there, always going to be there, and the number looks small, but it most likely was probably always a certain higher number than it
Yeah.
was. It's just people are hiding, or they're
Yeah.
not expressing themselves, or whatever like
They
that.
can't. Well, especially then, yeah. Yeah.
But yes, and that's why like when I would see. Like north side of Chicago, like there's a couple churches over the last 15 20 years that I was 15 years 16 years I've been in Chicago, that you would see a church with like a gay flag outside the church.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, like, I get it, guys, cool that you're doing that, but who the fuck is going to trust you coming in there? You guys are the ones that started probably fucking 80% of the
was-
bullshit
yeah.
of the hate that
Religion.
comes their way anyways.
And it's still
and I
kind
get
of
it.
is.
They're going to
Well, I have religious family members that told me to get out of the house.
yeah.
I
Wow.
only came out as bi. I didn't come out as whole gay. I was like,
Yeah.
if I say I'm bi, they'll accept me.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you're bisexual.
Well,
Get out.
because maybe also in your thought, you're trying to trick their brain to thinking like she's really not gay. It's just a real thing. She's eventually, since she said she's
Yeah,
bi,
yeah.
she's eventually going to swerve back
I
into the
that's
man
it.
lane.
Yeah.
Full time.
and that's
Yeah,
what
that's
I.
probably the psychological thing.
But they just. Some of them they're like, okay, they thought that their daughter is going to go to hell because she got a divorce. Okay,
Wow.
so they're thinking that they're real extreme, and I'm like, and I don't hate them or anything. I get it, but I don't get it. I guess like you can't convince people. I think we should try. I should do that for stage, is take people back to the fucking history. Like, where is this the origin of the hate? Why not? Who talks about that? Why not? Because we have a lot of origins of hate in this fucking world that we don't go back and
absolutely.
trace it.
But one of the origins that will never, it will go away. But I mean, I've always said this too. Like
Why not?
you're never going to get rid of 100% of. You're not going to get 100% of everything.
But it would help
with
if you
humans.
talked about the origins to get people
Oh,
thinking about
100%.
it. Why are we feeling this way? Like the origin of if you're healing your trauma. Where's the origin of my fucking pain?
One of the
Where
reasons.
is the origin?
One of the reasons is that people always. Like the dum-dums, they'll always
that's
bring
why
it.
dum-dums, that's
They'll
the problem.
always bring it back to them.
Yeah.
Because it always comes back to them where
Yeah,
they
yeah,
where
you're
they
right, you're
put
right.
themselves in a situation like I could never do that. So then
Yeah.
that's where some of the judgment comes, where
Yes.
it's like you're with a dude or you're with a chick.
I can't do
How
that.
could
That's
you do
against my
that?
Lord and
they're
Savior.
putting it on. It's coming
Yeah.
back to them and what
Yeah.
they would do, and it's like, hey, dude, this has nothing to do with you, fuckface. It's that's what you would do, but this is what they will do.
See, that's why I was an atheist for a while, because I was so
Yeah.
angry at
Yeah.
because I got really discriminated against by the religious people, right? Like that's
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
it still happens.
Yeah.
If it's people, but
Oh.
they're like, one lady, I thought she was joking. She came to my apartment and she started playing these CDs, saying some weirdo shit CD about the hurricanes are going on in Florida are there because God's punishing homosexuals because there's a lot of them in Florida. I'm like, oh my God, it's just.
Yeah.
And I thought she was kidding.
Yeah, there's a lot of old people that
I
are
started-
straight there too.
Yeah, I
is it
started-
punishing them,
I
or is
exactly.
the gays
Right.
or it's so
Yeah.
the
Everyone must
God hates
go.
the gays so much that
Right.
it said fuck the old
That's what
people
she
and
said.
everybody else that lives there.
But her husband was suspectedly, I thought he was gay.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what it was.
Yeah.
It's probably like homophobia and probably homo repression
Yeah.
on both of their parts. So, but anyway, Eric, I thought she was joking.
Yeah.
I thought she was like, I was like, I was laughing. I never heard of that. She's like, I'm not kidding.
You know what, dude?
I'm like, what? You're fucking serious right now? Get out of here.
You know what? I had a stepdad. I've never said this. I never think about this, but I mean, I never think about it like this way. But I've had this thought before where I buzz by it on a plane where you go, yeah, and then you keep it going, but you literally just look at it from the air. But I had a stepdad, which was fine. He is what he is. You know what I'm saying? I don't communicate with him anymore at all. And but when I was a kid, like if you were doing something, every once in a while it would come up and you go, what are you, gay? Like it's like that type of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So as life went on, and then when anything would ever like put me in that like world of like what is this or whatever like that, I would have that revert to that where it's like gay or something. So that was almost like a form of like homophobia that would be in myself, because for some reason it was like a negative thing where it's like don't
Yeah.
go anywhere near that. So anything that was like associated with it, like socially, it was
Yeah.
like don't go near it. Don't go near it. Like I'm talking like dancing
Yeah,
and this and that, and
anything.
with
Me too,
traditional
though.
things.
Me
That it's
too.
like where it's like, oh, I don't go anywhere near it, because you're almost got this like programmed into your DNA.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not even your DNA. It was like dripped into your fucking.
Yeah,
You know.
it's
you know.
sprinkled on everyone.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Because talking about the origins of hate, and it
Yeah.
all goes back to the fucking elites always dividing and conquering.
Yeah.
And that's my views are so like.
It's
I'm
divide
fucking
and
being real.
conquer.
I'm like, it's dividing. Duh, it's been going on forever.
Ever.
It's still going on. You dumb
And
motherfuckers.
that's not to go back to what we were talking about in the beginning of
Let's
the.
go
I don't
full
want to. I
circle.
don't want to talk about. I don't want to bring up the words, but what we were talking about earlier, and
Yeah.
but it is. It's always been about divide and conquer.
Yes.
It's always about divide and conquer. And the
so
reason why I'm bringing up
obvious.
with the beginning of the podcast, what we were talking about is what frustrates me are the people that don't realize that this is what they're doing, dude.
Yeah.
They're trying to divide and conquer us,
And it
those
works.
people that don't realize it. That's why I get so angry. Where it's
Yes.
like, I'm not your fucking enemy.
I know.
We're not the enemy. I'm just bringing it up, and you're getting mad because I'm bringing it up because they are trying to divide. Dude, it's nothing but a
Well,
profit. It's nothing but a
I
profit
like listening
for
to
them.
Russell Brand a lot, and
Oh, he's fucking genius.
And he has like this. He said, "Well, let's all have a. Here's the sides, the polarized sides. The Venn diagram. You meet in the middle. We
Yeah.
all want to have a happy life. We all want to have family structures. We all want to have a system that
Yeah.
works for everyone. We don't want. And if we were to just get in the middle, and then we go, we're not fighting with each other. Then we look up and go, oh, those motherfuckers right there,
Yeah.
and then we
Yeah.
can go get them.
Absolutely.
They say, stop.
And that's what they're constantly doing.
Yeah.
They're constantly, and that's how, but you know what? Dude, and
And I entertained it before. I mean, I entertained but I don't anymore because I just don't care.
And you know the whole when certain people call people sheep, I really think, and maybe it already
Are
everybody
they
already,
sheep though? Do you think they're sheep?
No,
I kinda,
but
I
the
don't
reason
know.
why I say like I was thinking about this, the real reason why they bring up sheep, I think most people think when they say sheep, it's like
Those fucking
bah,
sheeple.
bah,
Those
bah,
sheeples.
bah. But really, I think the sheep term really came from because they're getting herded.
Yeah.
That's where I really
Yeah.
think the
That's
sheep
what it
is.
is. Yes.
You're getting herded,
Yeah.
like sheep,
Yes.
where you got wolf dogs,
Yeah,
fucking herding
yeah,
it,
yeah,
and then you
yeah.
got the shepherd,
Yeah.
that's basically got that's directing this whole herd
Yeah,
of
I know,
sheep,
and
and that's what I'm talking about. That's where the sheep thing I think really comes from. Is they're really constantly
Oh, yeah,
herding
absolutely.
us. You know,
Yes.
because if we really,
I'm being herded. I'm like everyone else.
all of us are. And if we really got down to the bottom, like enemies of like people that think that they're like naturally enemies. I'm talking like Americans and even people in another
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
If we really sat down and would communicate with each other, we'd realize how much we have in common. And if we really could, like if we all could like smoke a joint or something like that and like take down the fucking energy where we can just be naturally us and with your enemies
Yeah.
and stuff, you'd walk away mostly thinking like
Well,
we're
yeah,
more
well,
the same than different.
It's because most people probably could get along without all of this violence and it's those ones that the controllers that cause all of it.
Yeah.
They create I think we're being led by a bunch of immature narcissists and sociopaths. I do. I think they're just like childlike
Absolutely.
fucking idiots that we all keep listening to.
Well, anybody that would want to be a fucking like
Yeah.
a world leader
Yes.
or a president or
Yes.
like a prime minister, I don't know.
Obviously.
That's got to be a fucking narcissist, right?
yes,
Like you got to be
yes.
like one person that wants to like,
Yeah.
and then also look, in their eyes, they just think like I'm just making a responsible decision, but then you're fucking. You're oppressing a lot of people, and you're
because
affecting
you
a lot of
can't
people's
be.
lives.
They can't be where they are without a lot of people suffering.
Yeah.
and the people on the way bottom get crushed.
That's right.
It's like the
Way
chickens,
bottom.
like the chickens on the bottom of the cage drowning shit.
Yeah.
And you don't care about those chickens. Oh, we have
Is
all
that
these-
true? I don't know that.
Well, I guess they used to stack. I don't know if they do this
Yeah.
anymore, but they used to stack all these cages up top, like on top of each other.
Mm.
And the bottom, my friend, I think this one girl I dated, she said her dad was like, her uncle was in the industry, and she used to go visit the chicken farms, the poultry farms, and they would be like these cages, and the bottom ones,
Yeah,
like
they're
they'd be
just all
like
getting shit
they
on.
were just shit on, and like, and then if they're in the cages together, they have no beaks,
Oh
they
my God.
they maul and all no
Disgusting.
combs, and by the end, there's literally the bottom cages just shit, like they're all submerged in shit. So like all the bottom chickens just die. Why even have that? Why not just have a space where it all just falls down?
Yeah, that's right.
Because they're just gonna die anyway.
That's right.
So, but she's like, yeah, they're just drowned in their own shit. Like, so that's like kind of it is. Like, you have these top chickens, and all the shit rolls down, and just drowns those bottom few, which
Boom.
still,
Yeah.
those are fucking people.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
I don't know. I just think you and I have the same views like that. Cause I mean, I know we have different. I don't have political views.
Sure.
I don't know what to believe. I'm like in the middle. I'm a moderate, I guess, because I like different
Dude,
things from different parties. You know what I mean?
I used to be a dude. I never paid attention to politics ever. ever. I no, I did, but I didn't. Like if you asked me like who's the president? Yeah, I know this.
Yeah,
what
that,
news
but
stories
right.
kind of going on? Kind of this maybe, but I would have sounded like an idiot because I really didn't know what was going on most of my life. And then just maybe it's age, maybe it's just last so many years. It's also social media. You
Yeah.
can't fucking hide from it. Remember when
Yeah,
you used to really just pay attention to the presidential election,
Yeah.
maybe locally if you really got behind a movement, and then once that would happen, you would forget about politics until the next time it had to come up. Now,
Yeah.
fucking every day it's in your face because
And
of
when's the
social
last time?
media.
I haven't even watched the State of the Union yet. I don't watch.
No,
I don't even
I
watch
see
it.
clips, but you don't have to because you see enough clips
You just
for the
know
next
what's going on
2 weeks.
intuitively. We know what's going on.
Yeah,
I just keep thinking divide and conquer. So what am I going to do as an artist? Well, I'm gonna my views are going to be that.
That's
We're
it.
being divided. Fuck you. I'm not going to
There
tell.
you go.
I'm not going to be a famous comedian, probably, or I don't. If I am,
Don't say that.
Okay. If I'm going to be a famous comedian, I better it's on my terms then.
Yeah.
It better be I can be able to say whatever the fuck I want to say.
That's
Otherwise,
right.
I'm not going to do it. That's
Yeah.
what I mean. You know what I mean?
That's it.
If I can't say I think we're a bunch of fucking herded sheep, if I can't say this
Yeah.
power on top is pushing brown, if I can't say that on stage, then I don't want to. I don't want it. I want to be able to do it. So I don't know. I have a lot of work to do. I'm excited about writing the stuff I really want to write because
Yeah.
Christopher fucking Titus inspired me to say,
Sure.
take that leap into who you fucking are.
Yep. Guys, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Let's stop right
Let's
there.
do that. Let's end
Damn,
it.
to
We've been
that
going
mark,
forever.
man. This is one of the best podcasts I've done in
I
a
think
long
it's
time, if
fun.
not the
I
best
love
podcast I've
him.
ever done. No.
No.
Danette, where can they find you at?
DanetteMark.com. It's
Yeah.
DANETTEMARK.com. All my shit's on
You're on
there.
Instagram.
I'm on Instagram. All that. You can get the links from my podcast. I have a podcast,
Yep.
not quite killing it, SoundCloud, Spotify. So you can tune into that. And
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Busted Balls Podcast on
Thank
most
you, thank
platforms.
you.
Eric Pinnell Comedy on some platforms. Go find Danette. Share the
Yeah.
podcast if you like it. If you not, I totally understand it. And
Yeah.
thank you guys for listening. Appreciate it.
Thank you.